The Dash Scan offers a safe, comprehensive look at your health. Plus, results are delivered faster than ever, giving both patients and physicians confidence in screening and diagnosis. Your health is too important to wait. Schedule your Dash Scan today at Advanced Medical Imaging. Visit amimaging.com or call 402-484-6677 to learn more.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
You grew up on cereal for breakfast and you graduated into drinking coffee at some point as an adult. Now there's a place in Lincoln where you can stay caffeinated but eat like you used to. Control Coffee and Cereal Bar brings Saturday morning vibes to every day with locally roasted specialty coffees, Lotus energy drinks, and tons of breakfast cereals with toppings. And did we mention they have video games to play while you're there too? Control Coffee and Cereal Bar open 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday and 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. on the weekends at 15th and Pine Lake.
Midwest Bank is now hiring in Lincoln. They have multiple banking positions open and are looking for dynamic individuals passionate about helping others and building relationships. With a family-friendly culture, competitive benefits, and unique perks, Midwest Bank is a great place to start a new career. Apply today at midwest.bank. Midwest Bank is an equal opportunity employer, member FDIC.
Why are some people more successful? Is it talent and determination, or did they recognize an opportunity? Discover a career that lets you help families reach their financial goals as you build lasting professional relationships. One with unlimited income potential. From Modern Woodman, a leading fraternal financial services provider.
I'm Modern Woodman Regional Director Sean Erickson. Call me at 402-483-6515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodman of America. Touching lives, securing futures.
A lot of businesses say they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business wants anything but your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, just as they do their customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and a diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740.
Step into healing at Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery. Our team of top-notch medical professionals turns pain into progress with state-of-the-art treatments and compassionate care. Visit prairieortho.com and discover the difference in quality orthopedic and plastic surgery services tailored to your unique needs. Your health matters, and Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery is dedicated to helping you thrive. Reach your full potential. Embrace a better tomorrow with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
It's time to go one-on-one with DP. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America, on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, Derek Pearson, brought to you by Canopy Street Market.
Boom! Aha, yes, Saturday in Lincoln, Nebraska. Good to be here. Glad you are hanging out with us and going to be a part of the conversation. Greatly appreciated. You can participate and be a part of said conversation. The Starter Heyman text line is 402-464-5685. You want to be a part of what we're doing? You can. We invite you in graciously and gratefully for you to be a part of what we're doing. You can follow on all the live video streams as you are. Royals are on the brick and mortar. You know that. But on the streams, it is this conversation. I'm looking forward to having this conversation to take us through until 3 o'clock. It is a great day to be a Husker. And in that, and watching Husker athletics shine, and I think that's ultimately what everybody's mission is in this thing, is to watch your young people succeed. It's always, the sun always shines brighter after a Husker win. The food tastes better. The walks and the smiles are broader and better. But an opportunity today to have a conversation with a young man that I find intriguing in several ways, and I think it's important to give voice to these young people who want to add to. I'll say that again because I think it's important. Young people that want to add to. It is not always about open hand, feed me, open hand, give me. Often it is open hand to receive, to welcome, to be warm to, and to add to. Let me introduce you all to Elliott Brown, former Husker football player and local star athlete, human being. Is that fair?
I don't know about star, but local for sure.
Yeah, listen, to be here, to get where you've gotten, to go through what you've gone through, requires a lot of successes, a lot of lessons learned. There is something about the natural humbling.
Yeah.
That happens because as we say, we're the accumulation of the pockets that we exist in, and that in your family's pocket, your place is one thing. And then if you extend that to the community, to the school, to the university, to the sport, and then to life and the community, each pocket looks a little different and it makes a different statement.
Yeah, there's a new time, new season in every pocket.
You know, that if you're paying attention and your eyes are open, your mind is open, your heart is open, your spirit is open, it's a different existence.
Every single time. Whether you like it or not, too.
Right. Well, this is the one that today is, I keep track, this is to say, in order to make your days count, you count the days.
Mm-hmm.
And today is 22,942. That is a lot of blessing.
Every day you wake up, that is a as long as you got breath in your air, it's a blessing.
That is, I mean, that's the thing. First thing, saying thank you for, hey, because this is the only 22,942 I'm ever going to get.
Ever.
And I'm smarter than I was yesterday. Hopefully.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Hopefully, whether I like it or not. I'm smarter than I was. I'm never going to be as young as I was. I've never been this old. I'm never going to have the collection of people together that I'm getting together today.
Mm-hmm.
And 22,942 includes Jackson Kleinschmidt and Elliott Brown. And that is so unique that I better say thank you for it.
Yeah, and just live in the moment. I feel like so many people are just always so worried about, the future, what's going to happen later, that half the time we miss all the amazing things because we're not in the moment.
Be present.
Mm-hmm.
Be present. You're amazed at what you can accumulate, what you can accomplish, what you see, what you feel when it's present. In order to have conversations with you, you have to start with the shoulders in which you stand, the people that brought you here, the people who gave you your name. Talk to me about the Brown family.
Man, we might be here for a while.
That's the whole point. That is the whole point.
That's man, I don't know if I'm any more blessed to say I come from this family that I am, from my parents to their parents, all the way down. Grew up right here, Omaha, but Lincoln and Omaha I consider it's the same.
Careful.
At the end of the day.
Careful, they'll come get you.
Yeah, some people don't like that, but it's I think I live the dream life. I grew up with both mom and dad at home. Had a little sister when I was 5, I think is when she was born, and it was sports. It was sports and family. That was our lives. I played pretty much every sport possible. That's what one thing my dad wanted to make sure was I was acquainted and familiar with everything, so that way I could choose what I wanted to do. Because obviously, he was a Husker football player, and I am super thankful for that. He didn't put it wasn't like one of those things where he forced me into his shoes, but obviously I naturally just followed it. Um, but yeah, I grew up sports. Sister was a phenomenal dancer and then turned into a phenomenal track athlete. Uh, Obviously, I came down here to play football, but baseball and football were my two main ones. And then high school was, an experience that I learned a lot, recruiting, relationships, the ups and downs of life, and then got here to Nebraska, and it shockingly nothing changes. It's always still up and down. But I mean, all through all of that, the amount of, like you said, the amount of people that come into your life, the amount of relationships that you build, the lessons that you learn, it's quite, sometimes it could be overwhelming to think about how much grace I've received over the 23 years of my life.
I'm glad you said that, because it speaks to being aware and grateful, appreciative that not everybody has access to your opportunity. Yes, work requires, effort is required, but often none of that matters without opportunity.
Yeah.
And having somebody that's willing to weed the lawn for you before you get there.
Yeah, they gave me. I got a path. It wasn't a golden path, but it was a path already.
It's a path, and you have to. It's funny that the Huskers who do programming here, most of them know your dad. Some of them were teammates. Most of them know your dad. They're familiar with the high school and the programs that were there. And then when you say to people, "Okay, tell me about this young man," it's always interesting what you think people say about you versus what
actually comes out,
that these are good people is what you hope.
Yeah, that's always the goal.
First.
Yeah.
Like, tell me the Brown family, these are good people. And that has been the continual long thread is every community school program is better because of your family. And that is a huge thing to say.
I feel like that was always like, as a kid growing up, you're always looking at your parents, trying to live up to whatever expectations that you conjure up. And I feel like I was so blessed where I never really had that. Like, I obviously felt the pressure of like, I wanted to get to somewhere because that was what I drove. Like, that's what drove me. But I think my parents really instilled in me, like you said, anywhere you go, you leave it better than you found it. Whether that's, picking up a little trash or saying hi to somebody in the hallway, whatever it may be. That was always kind of our family thing, was like, yes, sir, no, sir, thank you, I love you. Like, those three words, I love you, were never not used. Whether it's some random person that I've met a couple times, like, it's just because there's difference obviously when you say it to certain people, but at the end of the day, I tell you I love you, it's because you're a human just like I am.
Open the door.
Yeah. And people don't feel that all the time.
Open the door. We say it often, and a part of my mantra going forward from some very dark days, some very questioned days, was that I would say the three things the most. Thank you. Say thank you. Say I love you, and then say well done. And those three things are an acknowledgement of the person you want to be, away from the person that you don't want to be, and it allows you to introduce yourself to anybody.
Well, I think the other thing is too, is like, even when you don't feel like saying it, that sometimes is the most important time to say it.
Say it. And when friction arrives, go forward and up.
Yeah.
If you can do, they would say do either or. No, I say do both.
Do both. Yeah. Why not?
Take the step. It's there. Elliott Brown, former Husker. And that former thing is always interesting to me, but it's identifying the difference between somebody or not, but a Husker nonetheless. I think in talking, what memories does your father share with you about his time as a football player at the University of Nebraska?
Well, it depends what crowd we're around.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a little more off the field. Sometimes it's in the locker room. There's lots of, I've gotten, as you get older, and my relationship changes with my dad, the stories start to change and evolve. But I think some of my favorites were just like the ones he would tell about, him and his teammates, and like the grind that they went through and the relationships that they built off of that. And then, the camaraderie and pranks, and there's some, especially back in the day.
They
we
got
didn't
it
have
in.
well, they didn't have social media either. So
Oh, those cameras are a game changer.
they I think almost every teammate that he's still close with tells me if it were for social media, I don't know if they'd be where they are now.
100%. Two things. One, I'm not sure. I was a really good athlete, but I'm not sure that I would have chosen baseball like I did in today's world. Like, I watch baseball players and the amount of work, the amount of games they have to play, the amount of work they have to put in compared to the work that I put in where I thought I was working hard.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
no.
everything is year round now. Every sport.
I mean, and I was a 4-sport dude. So
Yeah,
my thing was, I'm doing what my favorite season is, whatever's in season.
exactly.
And that was the way it was going to be. But the other thing was, academically, the responsibility and accountability is different. And I wish we had the academic accountability that current athletes have.
Well, and the support. That's a big thing too.
Well, first of all, it's a different world. I mean, listen, better food, better facilities. Listen, we drank out of water hoses. I'm not sure you could. I'm not sure. And again, imagine a team of 70 standing around 4 water
The old
hoses.
horse troughs.
Yeah, making it work,
Yeah.
right? Making it work. Where you get, listen, you get a pair of sweats, 2 shorts, 2 t-shirts to go to practice in every day, wash it, clean it, do it yourself, and get it done.
Yeah.
I walk into the new facilities and I just applaud.
What you just said is blasphemy to college programs around the world now.
I just applaud standing in the room. I walked into the training table and I got teary-eyed.
Yeah.
I got teary-eyed. I went, is this real life?
Well, it's funny. It's funny. So my sister, she just finished her track season. She got recruited by Nebraska. She committed to Nebraska, so she's now continuing the legacy of our family at Nebraska. So shout out to her. But while she was getting recruited, my dad will tell you his favorite part of the whole thing was being able to go to the new training table. He even at some point, I'm pretty sure, went to the nutritionist and said, listen, if she commits here, I want like at least a couple passes, couple times a month to maybe stop by and get some food. I'm like, Dad, what are you talking
Make me
about?
a meal.
Yeah.
Make me a meal.
He's like, listen, you don't understand. We didn't have this back in the day.
To tell you that we ate in the joke was we had to eat amongst the regular people. We had to share lunch with the normals.
Yeah.
Right. And it was like, well, wait, why would I have to do that? They're not practicing.
Yeah.
Like, why do we have to eat what they eat? But then you realize that was part of the connection. Then now, listen, you need separation.
Yeah. I do think that, like, there's part of me that wishes, like, I didn't meet really anybody, especially with classes nowadays. Like, most of them are online. The college experience for a student athlete is definitely not the same as it used to be. And part of me kind of wishes, like, it wouldn't be that way. But then the other part of me is like, there's just no way. But that is one thing where it's like, that's a cool way to bond with, like, people you don't know. But then again, it's like catch-22. What are you going to?
Well, access to positive is positive.
Yeah.
Access to negative requires some other work. And it happens, right, to do that. You said a thing, though, in that the legacy, your sister is now a Husker and continuing that. And I love to ask current athletes this question. Why Nebraska? Oh, when options in place, why Nebraska? What is it? What's the elevator pitch from you to your sister or from your dad to you to say that this is the right place and the right choice?
Well, so it's actually super funny because when she started, so she was, like I said, she was a dancer, competitive dance pretty much her whole life, and she was phenomenal at it. And then it was like, I don't know, 6-7 years ago where she just decided she wanted to try track and ended up being really good at it. But from the time she started getting recruited, like, school was kind of like, hey, like, would you like to talk? Blah, blah, blah. She was like, I don't care what you guys say. I'm not going to Nebraska. It is too cold. I want to go south. I want to go warm. And she was stuck on it. We were like, you know what? Her journey, we're gonna let her do her thing. And then the process starts to go on. She goes to North Carolina, LSU, Tennessee, then Nebraska kind of sneaks their way into the conversation, and we're all kind of just sitting on our hands, not just letting her do her thing. And then I think she texted me one night. She was like, hey, like, why, like, what would be Nebraska in your eyes? And I was like, the sports is one thing, the facilities is one thing. Like, it's the best of the best. There's no doubt about it. They just won the Big Tens last year, so like it's not like you're going to some scrub of a school. Like they're the top of the top. But my thing and what my dad told me is the impact that you can make with that N on your chest is greater than any other university in this country. The platform that you're given the second you step on campus is like nothing else. And I think that's a lot of the reasons why I found my quote unquote success is because I was given a platform and I used it. I didn't rarely play, but I used what I had to try to make the impact where I could. And that's what I told her. I was like, you go out there and you jump PRs and do whatever you want. But at the end of the day, you can do so much more where no one really even realizes. And that's always kind of been my thing.
Here's the thing, full disclosure for folks that are listening live or that will hear this later on. A big part of this conversation with Elliot is breadcrumbs to some other greater things.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens in this is that often projects develop in front of your eyes, and the idea of you and your sister talking, having some of these conversations intrigues me in full.
Yeah.
Right? That we've had some family conversations. We had Sam Hoiberg and his dad and his mom.
Yeah.
We've had that, Ramel Lloyd and Ramel Lloyd Sr. We've had those. I think the sibling conversation, especially from the life aspect.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Husker experience is one thing.
Yeah.
Right? And hers is going to be different than yours.
100%.
Better or not, it's going to be different.
Hopefully better.
Right. But the idea of those conversations, and again, I think for me that as we have, a part of why I wanted to have this conversation was to see how open you were to the conversations that would take you into places you weren't familiar with going.
Yeah. So the current position I'm in, we know about it, but for the people listening or hearing it later, I have the privilege of working for Governor Jim Pillen, Governor of Nebraska. And he says all the time, we need to get comfortable being uncomfortable and talking about things and saying things and standing up for what we believe in. And so that's one thing where it's like, I'm guilty of it all the time. I like to stay in my lane. I like to do what I do, and it's good, but we don't grow that way. We can't get better that way. And so if we're not willing to step out of our comfort zone and do the things that, might scare us, then we'll never change.
Well, you face some Big Ten monsters, even at practice.
Yeah.
So the idea of that, being able to engage the friction and still be positive and use it as leverage rather than resistance is important.
Yeah.
It is important. So we are talking to Elliot Brown, Husker wide receiver. As you just heard, he's active in his post Husker football life. And a big part of this is having these conversations. So we'll go to break when we come back. I want to get into some of another disclosure. There's zero chance I could have a full conversation with you because we wouldn't be able to cover everything I want to talk to you about.
Yeah.
Which is why we're pulling him into this whole thing called Ticket, just to get in so that these conversations become more readily available and more free. I'll talk about the football experience, the state of the union of the football program, and then his life as a human being in this space and what moves him, which is vital and important for him to be able to say and for you to be able to hear. Elliot Brown, DP, Jackson Kleinschmidt, one-on-one.
Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Treads Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Treads Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Treads Central Tire Pros because we tread differently.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here, summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call
John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air,
and Electrical.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at PAHLincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Authentic Mexican food is not always easy to find, but you can find it in Lincoln at Tacos Los Hermanos. Their birria tacos are worth the drive from anywhere in town, but their chicken, chorizo, al pastor, and asada tacos are also worth the trip. You can also try any of those meats in a burrito or quesadilla. You won't find a better toppings bar in the area or better dessert options. If you can't get there, don't worry, they do deliver as well. Stop by Tacos Los Hermanos for lunch or dinner today at 70th and Havelock Streets in Lincoln.
Your new Total Wine in Lincoln has the largest selection of wines, spirits, and beers, plus totally low prices and friendly service from our helpful guides. With over 8,000 wines, 4,500 spirits, and 2,500 beers, you're sure to find your favorites and something new. You can even order delivery, in-store, or curbside pickup. Find what you love what you find, only at Total Wine and More. Now open in Lincoln next to Gateway Mall.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
At Allo, we go beyond internet, bringing you faster speeds backed by an all-fiber network. We go beyond TV and phone service, delivering reliable, crystal clear connections. We go beyond customer service with local teammates and no robots for a hassle-free experience. We go beyond value, offering transparent prices with no contracts, hidden fees, or data caps. We even go beyond our office doors by working, hiring, volunteering, and living in the communities we serve. Go beyond fiber. Sign up today at allofiber.com.
Yesterday, your water heater worked just fine. Today, surprise! When you're out of hot water, just call the plumbers at Bryant. In most cases, you can get same-day water heater replacement. What you won't get is a costly surprise with the bill. At Bryant, the price you're quoted is the price you'll pay. No last-minute extras for piping or ventilation alterations. Need a new water heater? Just call Bryant, 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
You're listening to One on One with DP, brought to you by Canopy Street Market on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
I still don't know what he says. I don't know what John Cena says. I know I can't see him, but I should be able to understand what he says.
He's a villain now, though. So
Oh, he's bad, John Cena. And, I get it. I get it. He's angry. He doesn't have his full, thick hair anymore. He doesn't have his oversized biceps, like his Flintstone biceps.
he needs to bring the padlock chain back. That's the key to
needs
it all.
He needs the doctor of thugonomics. He needs to bring it back, come back to throwback jerseys and jorts. Like, bring back the jorts.
I think it'll solve everything.
Yeah, bring back the jorts. It answers all things. We'll find out more tonight on Saturday Night Main Event.
Yeah.
As R-Truth and John Cena will make us laugh, I'm sure. I'm sure they're going to make us laugh.
Can we, real quick, can we talk about the comeback of WWE?
Oh,
it was
marketing.
So when I was a kid, my mom owned a dance studio, and every Monday night was like her long nights class. And so after school, she'd pick us up. We'd go to the studio. I'd be running around, hanging out, and Dad, after work, would come pick me up. We'd go home. She would always make the driest chicken in the crock pot. And so me and Dad would go watch Monday Night Raw. It was religious on Monday nights. And so we grew up loving WWE, and then it kind of fell off, but it's back now. I truly believe it's back.
This is, and it's the meeting of superpowers with UFC.
Yep.
The marketing and the new Titan partnership has been spectacular in creating it. My wife's a marketer, and she likes to talk about going to WWE and UFC events to just consume the marketing and the branding and the idea of finding common threads, the ability to meet in the middle of the bridge and get everybody to pay attention to the middle of the bridge.
No matter where you're at,
where you're at, what you do, what you believe in, how you think, how much money you have, or otherwise, that you'll have the truck driver next to the doctor, next to the lawyer, next to the nurse, next to the football player. And it's one of the very few places. We laugh because we say you can't go to a WWE event and leave angry.
No.
You can't. You're exhausted. You're emotionally exhausted.
We just went when they were up in Omaha.
Yep.
It was, oh God, it was so much fun.
Yeah, I need to get back on my track. I'm credentialed, so I can actually go around the country, and I usually would go to the events for both WWE and UFC. And young me having the conversation with older me, like, hey, bro.
There's a child inside
you. Bro, like I'm 12 years old. I'm 12 years old. I can't help it. I like to say I'm a grown man, baby. That still exists.
Yes.
And that's proven several times a week. And my wife can confirm. Elliott Brown, formerly of Husker football, and active. There's so much of the conversation. The easy part would be to talk football and State of the Union for this Matt Rule regime. It'd be easy to talk about the engagement between Millard and the University of Nebraska, recruiting the Metro, transfer portal, NIL, what it would mean as somebody who would have been one side of the NIL conversation, would have also been a prime candidate in top-level transfer portal conversation, because you could have left carrying the Nebraska brand into a starting position at another program had that been your choice and your preference. So over the course of the next few whatevers, those are conversations I'd like to have, or at least for you to have with people and yourself.
Yeah.
Because I think it's pretty spectacular. But I'll ask you, we asked about why Nebraska. I will ask, would you have gone into the transfer portal as it currently exists? So if you're a receiver, you're third on the depth chart, second on the depth chart, not getting full rep, but you're getting all the benefit of being a part of the program. And then here comes a high mid who says, Elliott Brown, you could start for us and be productive. We want you to play and be productive, but we also want you to financially benefit from it.
Yeah.
Would you have had that conversation and considered?
I'd be lying to you if it didn't. There weren't times over the last 5 years where it didn't come up in my brain. There was real hard discussions with my now wife, my parents. Like, it was tough. Like college football is not easy, especially when you're a competitor and you have this mindset of like, I can do this. I know there is a whole big deal, but there was a point where I was very much considering it. Money's obviously a big part of it, playing, stats, all this and that. But at the end of the day, it all came back to you can't get the quality somewhere else. I wouldn't be sitting here right now. I wouldn't have done what I was able to do over the last couple of years. I wouldn't have been able to impact the lives that I hopefully did if I weren't here in Nebraska. And I think at the end of the day, that was, I guess it sucked at times. Don't get me wrong, but looking back, I'm glad I made the decision that I did and stayed here.
It's always fascinating because everybody has an opinion about what they would do in that other person's situation.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like everybody's an expert on, man, for $100 grand, I'd have been gone. 50 grand, I'd have been gone. But I say that the advancement, and we have to clean the slate in how we talk about it.
Mhm.
We need to erase every preconceived idea and thought. Remember to be present in the individual situation, circumstance, because your situation, you don't have a teammate that had the same situation you did.
Oh, exactly. And that's the thing is like I have best friends that ended up going different places. And for them, it was that they are so much happier, not because they hated it here, but just because of the circumstance that they were in and how everything was shaking out. And just like you said, everyone's circumstance and life is different in the moment. And I have friends that are at different places, and it just was God's plan for them to be somewhere else.
You had, as we speak to it, your steps are ordered, and you're aware that your steps are ordered.
Yeah.
So then you just need to be faithful in those things that would bring all of those favors and grace to you.
Yeah.
And in order. And not everybody has that presence, that intelligence to say, I need to do this. A part of your journey here was also your wife.
Yeah.
That things had to be exactly as they were for things to be exactly as they are.
100%.
Talk to me about the greatest person in your life.
Oh, I really don't know if I could be who I am right now in this season without her, or have been through the last, so today is our full 1 month anniversary of being married.
Jackson, get your pen out. Get your pen out. You're getting top level game right now. Let me tell you how great of a leap this was. He gave the 1 month anniversary, bruh. He didn't wait 12 months. He gave immediate. This is
jeez.
Game. I'm just letting you know, Jackson. Pay attention. The man is dropping bombs. Bars.
She let me know as well. She reminded me too, but anyway, she's amazing. She was super important and like a big factor in the last, I would say, 2 years of my college career, in being just not only a fan, but a supporter, a coach in some aspects. Cause I'd come home times just frustrated, upset, down, and I could always lean on, even when I didn't want to. That's the biggest thing. I feel like as men, you hear everyone talk about it. It's like, we don't open up, we don't share, we don't tell what's going on. And it's true for a lot of guys. For me, especially, I'd go home and I would just be, frustrated as all get out. And she knew it, I hate to say it, but a lot of times they always know better. And so she knew I was upset, and she'd be like, hey, what's wrong? I'm like, nothing, I'm good. Like, nothing's wrong. And she's like, okay. Like, she would give me my space, and then it would take a couple of days, and I would finally talk to her about what's going on. But without her, I don't know what would have happened. She's the best I could ever ask for. God, quite literally, I told her when we got engaged and we got married, in the Bible, God took the rib of Adam, made Eve, and I told her, I was like, you are my rib. Like, she's the one. She's my ride or die. She puts up with me. I couldn't be more blessed with the person in my life. So.
And it's so necessary. Like this building doesn't sit as it currently sits without my wife.
Yeah.
And for all the things that frustrate me are the things that I need the most. So just remember that.
Yeah.
That the things that drive you crazy the most are probably the things the most nutritious.
Oh yeah.
For you along the way. Elliot Brown joins me here on One-on-One, and a big part of your existence, your wholeness, your completeness, and your path is your faith.
Mm-hmm.
And we cross some very interesting streams in being able to have these conversations, because for some outside of that, they get uncomfortable in those conversations, and having somebody wield that sort of favor out loud, that sort of grace out loud, that sort of awareness out loud. To say it's a big part of you and your life would probably be understatement, but I'll let you speak on it. Speak to your faith and its place in your world.
I mean, I like to say Jesus plus nothing equals everything. I'm not talking to you right now if it wasn't for his grace and his mercy. Because I am nothing without it. I think to me, it's very simple, but like you said, it's very uncommon a lot of times. It's very uncomfortable to speak about these things just because that's how it is. Even when Jesus was walking the earth, it was uncomfortable and nothing has really changed. But I like to take that stand and allow people to hear my story. It's nothing crazy or exciting. It's a very, everyone has their own story. I would say mine's very boring. We grew up, like I was saying, sports was everything. And so most of our weekends were filled with tournaments and games and practices and whatnot. And so I would say we were like lukewarm Christians, if that makes sense. We'd go to Christmas and Easter church, and, God was talked about in the home. Mom and dad always told me how important it was. I wore the cross chain just because I knew I kind of leaned into it, but I didn't know what it was about. Almost like we talked about it, but we didn't know about it. And then kind of I always had this scratch that I just wanted to itch when it came to my faith. I wanted to always learn more, hear more, be closer, but I just didn't know how to go about it. And my parents didn't really my dad grew up in a Lutheran private school. And so he knew religion, but he didn't know relationship. And then it's kind of the same thing with my mom. And so then fast forward to high school, my now best friends, their father, Todd Doxson, Millard North grad, Iowa State, went on pro. He got radically saved, started a church in Omaha, and me and his twin boys played sports together, went to high school together. And so one day they just invited me to their small group on a Wednesday. And I was like, you know what? Of course. Yeah, I'd love to go. You're my football teammate. You're my guy. I'll come hang out. And it wasn't like some catastrophic resurrection, but when I went home, my parents were like, please shut up. I just was nonstop telling them how awesome this was, the worship, the sermon, the people. I just would not stop talking. And I think that was kind of the moment that everything took off. I got plugged into a small group, started going to church. And the coolest part about it all was my parents saw me doing all these things. And then my dad stepped up in our family and he's like, why are we allowing our son to do all these things by himself? I know you girls, speaking to my mom and sister, don't want to get up on Sunday morning, but listen, we're going to we can't let him go by himself. And through that, God radically saved every one of our family. We got baptized together. We're a part of the church. Faith is everything in our life now. And it's all by God's glory. So it's nothing crazy, but it's the way it worked in our life.
There is a strong fellowship amongst athletes at the University of Nebraska.
Oh, yeah.
I think it is a missed resource to unite those in public and in full for folks who are just quite simply trying to add to exist in the space and make it more positive, more loving, more godly in that space.
Yeah.
We're going to go to break. When we come back, I want to talk about that fellowship. And then I want to talk about what you want to do with it.
Yeah.
Because I think that's an important piece to the puzzle. So come back. Elliot Brown, Jackson Kleinschmidt, DP, One-on-One on the Ticket. We'll be right back.
Take control of your health with the DASH scan at Advanced Medical Imaging. The DASH scan is a full-body MRI designed for advanced health screening. This dynamic approach provides exceptionally sharp images across multiple organ systems, helping to detect potential concerns early. With minimal radiation and no invasive procedures, the DASH scan offers a safe, comprehensive look at your health. Plus, results are delivered faster than ever, giving both patients and physicians confidence in screening and diagnosis. Your health is too important to wait. Schedule your DASH scan today at Advanced Medical Imaging. Visit amimaging.com or call 402-484-6677 to learn more.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
You grew up on cereal for breakfast and you graduated into drinking coffee at some point as an adult. Now there's a place in Lincoln where you can stay caffeinated but eat like you used to. Control Coffee and Cereal Bar brings Saturday morning vibes to every day with locally roasted specialty coffees, Lotus energy drinks, and tons of breakfast cereals with toppings. And did we mention they have video games to play while you're there too? Control Coffee and Cereal Bar open 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday and 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. on the weekends at 15th and Pine Lake.
Midwest Bank is now hiring in Lincoln. They have multiple banking positions open and are looking for dynamic individuals passionate about helping others and building relationships. With a family-friendly culture, competitive benefits, and unique perks, Midwest Bank is a great place to start a new career. Apply today at midwest.bank. Midwest Bank is an equal opportunity employer, member FDIC.
Why are some people more successful? Is it talent and determination, or did they recognize an opportunity? Discover a career that lets you help families reach their financial goals as you build lasting professional relationships. One with unlimited income potential. From Modern Woodman, a leading fraternal financial services provider.
I'm Modern Woodman Regional Director Sean Erickson. Call me at 402-483-6515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodman of America. Touching lives, securing futures.
A lot of businesses say they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business wants anything but your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, just as they do their customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and a diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740.
Step into healing at Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery. Our team of top-notch medical professionals turns pain into progress with state-of-the-art treatments and compassionate care. Visit prairieortho.com and discover the difference in quality orthopedic and plastic surgery services tailored to your unique needs. Your health matters, and Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery is dedicated to helping you thrive. Reach your full potential. Embrace a better tomorrow with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
You're listening to One on One with DP, sponsored by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It has been an absolute joy. And again, I probably saw some of this in our previous conversation that you run into people where you see the version of them that's helpful and good. They're good to themselves, but you also see the version and value of what they're going to do for other people. And I think that's kind of your place in life. And I don't put that on you freely.
Mm-hmm.
That is almost foreshadowing that you're going to have the ability to have conversations with people that change their lives.
Yeah.
And it's not just people like you. It's not just people in your space. It is an opportunity and a responsibility.
Yeah.
To make things better simply because of you and your faith. And I think that's a powerful thing. And I think those were some of the conversations. So in a perfect world, what would that look like for you, having these conversations? We know that you can talk football. We know that you can talk sports.
Yeah.
Right? Which are conversations that we would like to have and to have you lead.
Yeah.
What conversations, given a full ramp, a long runway,
Yeah.
what conversations would you like to have and share with people?
I feel like the thing that people want the most in life is to have I think it's twofold. They want to be heard. People just want to be heard in this life, and you can see that over any spectrum of life, whether it's sports, whether it's business, whether it's politics, whatever it may be. People want to be heard. That's one thing. And then the second thing is people need something that they can ground themselves in. And you see that in every aspect of life. And a lot of the times it's grounding themselves in something that's not groundable, if that makes sense. Something that waves and veers and isn't real steady. Well, you look at what I believe in, and that's my faith in the Christian religion and believing in Jesus Christ dying for our sins and the Holy Spirit and all of that. They say it's the foundation on which it's built. When you build your house on sand, it gets washed away. When you build your house on rock, you're good to go. And that's what I believe in. And I think that a lot of people are looking for that foundation in so many different places in life.
Mm-hmm.
And if they can you can find testimony upon testimony of people saying, I found that
there.
Yeah. when I discovered this, my life changed all for the better. And I feel like if I can even give that to, a handful of people, or even just start that snowball, then I'm doing my job.
That's the testimony part.
Yeah.
That you're not suggesting that they go to something unknown. You're asking them to listen to your story.
Mm-hmm. Or to other stories too.
Right. That here's what I know to be true. Here's what it did to me. Here's what it did for me.
Mm-hmm.
And that part gives authority.
Yeah.
That is where the rain comes in and you go, you know what? He's just simply giving me a thing that's going to help me. And sometimes it's not to be received.
Yeah, yeah. And guess what? I'm never going to force it upon anybody.
Right.
I'm never going to shove it down someone's throat. I'm just going to give you my little what I believe, and I'll let you do with what you want.
I think the big part in this is that you said that your frustration during your time as a football player, it highlights the fact that if you don't have the foundation to put, what did it say, 10 toes down?
Yeah.
Standing on business.
I think that's what the kids said.
Right. Look at Jackson. Look at the veteran over here. Look at the veteran. The kids are saying that is spectacular. But that's an absolute.
Yeah.
And I think that's a part of the conversations that need to be had, is that generational connection, difference culturally in the way people talk and communicate, different religions and where they meet, and how they meet.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be just mine. No. Are you trying to accomplish the same thing in whatever belief you have?
Yeah.
For all of us to do better.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the biggest thing is, like, whether you believe it or not, every person on this earth is here for a reason, and they have a purpose to do good.
Say it again.
Yeah.
Say it again.
Come on. It's such a crazy and dark world where we don't want to believe that all the time because, someone believes in this thing or wants to do that thing. It's just, at the end of the day, we're here for a reason. We're put on this earth to do good and to bring others up and love each other. And it's just I feel like it's so camouflaged in all the other chaos that is going on. And so if we can have something that allows people to hear what that really is, then we're going to be able to do 10 times better than what we were able to.
Jackson, where's home?
Florida.
What part?
Right outside of Orlando, Claremont, Florida.
Okay.
So yeah.
So the humidity is quite
Oh yeah.
a well known area to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no thanks.
Oh yeah.
I say this, and we'll get out of here and get into the rest of the ticket weeknights. But I want to say this: what are the odds? What are the odds that the kid from Orlando, the kid from Omaha, the kid from Arlington, Virginia, through whatever experiences they go through and whatever friction requires, that they are accumulated here today in Lincoln, Nebraska, without it having some divine purpose?
It doesn't. And then the craziest and the coolest part to me is that's just 3 people. And this whole deal is going out to tens of thousands of millions of people, and it lasts for generations.
Good amplifies. Amplifies. That is the good. Kind sir, thank you.
I appreciate you
for sharing. We will do this again. Yes, we will.
Yeah.
Lots to do going forward. I appreciate your time on a Saturday. Jackson, thank you for what you do and for making sure that the message gets out and that the production is there. This will be it for one-on-one. We'll go into ticket weekend and carry you through. We'll be live again tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. NXT, Sherry and Michael will get you through. Jay Foreman follows that. Then Jeff and Nicole, Peter Ferguson. We've got a full show, and then The Breeze. It's a full Sunday coming up.
The kids are rolling.
Man, let's get it done. One final thing before we go. I'm sorry, Tennessee. I'm sorry, Penn State. You must go down. You must go down hard. Go Big Red.